On Christmas Eve 1945, a horrendous fire swept through the Sodder residence in Fayetteville, West Virginia, forever changing the lives of the Sodder family. George Sodder, a proud Italian immigrant, and his wife Jenny, and 9 of their 10 children occupied the residence. Circumstances surrounding the tragic fire led to the surviving Sodder family to believe that the missing children might still be alive. The Sodders were a close-knit family who had left Italy to build a new life in America. George had a successful trucking business in West Virginia, and they were known as one of the most respected middle-class families in the area. However, their outspoken criticism of the Italian dictator Benito Mussolini had created tension in the immigrant community. In the week leading up to the fire, strange events occurred that fueled the family's suspicion. An insurance salesman, angered by George's anti-Mussolini remarks, threatened him, stating that his house would go up in smoke and that his children will be destroyed. A mysterious car parked along the main highway often watched the young Sodder children as they returned from school. On that Christmas Eve, the family celebrated their older daughter Marion, surprising her younger sister with new toys. When the children asked to stay up later than usual, Jenny allowed it, on the condition that the older boys complete their chores. At 1 a.m., Jenny was awakened by a loud bang on the roof. She smelled smoke and discovered that a fire erupted in George's office, seemingly caused by an electrical fault. Frantic efforts to save the children in the attic were in vain, as the fire quickly consumed the stairwell. Despite desperate attempts to reach the fire department, they couldn't save the 5 missing children. The fire chief's response was delayed, and their own trucks failed to start. After the fire investigators found no remains, this left the Sodders to question the official explanation. The lack of bones, the persistence of the children's Christmas lights, and the unusual discovery of a missing ladder raised doubts. The family initiated a request for answers, hiring a private investigator and offering a reward for any information that would help them find their children. They put up billboards, but the case remained unsolved. Rumors and sightings added to the mystery, and witnesses had claimed to had seen the children in the car during the fire, and a hotel owner in Charleston reported encountering them with 2 Italian men and women. The Sodders also received a photograph that they believed was their missing son, Louis. Efforts to uncover the story continued for decades. The Sodders remained convinced that their children were possibly taken by the Sicilian mafia as retribution for George's anti-fascist views. Despite the lack of definitive evidence, determination to find their lost children never wavered. As the years passed, they continued to publicize the story and investigate leads using modern forums and media coverage to keep the case alive. While some believed the children perished in the fire, others remained open to the possibility that the Sodder children escaped, leaving the story of the disappearance shrouded in mystery, much like that Christmas Eve night in 1945. Asha Degree was born on August 5, 1990, in Shelby, North Carolina, USA. She went missing at the tender age of 9, under circumstances that continued to baffle investigators and the public alike. The fateful morning of February 14, 2000 was marked by heavy rain and howling winds. Inexplicably, Asha packed her book bag and left her family home situated north of Shelby, embarking on a journey that would raise more questions than answers. As she began to walk by the North Carolina Highway 18, several passing motorists noticed her. One of them turned around trying to offer help. But when the vehicle drew near, Asha fled into a nearby wooded area, leaving everyone bewildered. Morning light revealed her absence to her distraught parents, and a frantic search commenced that very day. Personal items were found near the spot she had last been seen, but the enigma deepened. It wasn't until a year and a half later that her book bag, still packed, emerged from a construction site by the Highway 18. A billboard now stands at the point where she ran into the woods, a plea for help to find her. The Degree family life was one of close-knit simplicity. Along with her brother named O'Brien, she lived a life centered around family, church, and school, shielded from outside influence. They had no computer in their home due to her family's protective nature. Asha, a 4th grader in elementary school, experienced a regular day leading up to her mysterious disappearance. She played in a basketball game which her team lost, though she was upset initially, She seemed to have recovered quickly, supporting her brother in his game later. The events of that fateful night were inexplicable. Asha and her brother went to bed, but shortly after, the lights went out due to a car accident nearby. The power was restored at 12:30 a.m. with both children appearing to be asleep in their beds. However, Asha mysteriously left her bedroom between 3:45 and 4:15, and witnesses saw her walking along the rain-soaked highway. The subsequent search was extensive and intensive. Investigators initially believed that Asha had ran away, but couldn't find a clear reason for her to do so, especially given her young age and content within her family. Years later, authorities concluded that Asha had likely been abducted in 2015. The FBI made some efforts to solve the case, offering a substantial amount as an award for information. The mystery surrounding Asha's disappearance garnered national media attention, with TV shows and documentaries highlighting her story. Asha's family remains a strong recess in the public eye, hosting annual walks to remember their daughter and keep her memory alive. They persist their search for answers, clinging onto the hope that one day Asha will walk back through their door. Despite the passage of time, the disappearance of Asha continues to haunt the public's imagination and serves as a reminder of the enigmatic nature of some unsolved mysteries.